A toddler's cries, the ring of a phone, and the desperate, gasping breaths of a young mother begging for her life in the one place she should have been safest, her own home. 78 times. That is how many times the blade fell, while her baby boy was in the very next room, at the hands of a man the police knew, the courts knew, she knew was coming for her. This is not just a true crime story. This is the story of Mackenzie Anderson, a 21-year-old's living nightmare, a system's catastrophic domino effect failure, and a mother's white-hot, unbreakable fury that would finally, irrevocably shatter Australian law and forge it anew. This is a story with a victim, a monster, and a legacy written in legal stone. Picture her, Mackenzie. More than a headline, more than a name read in a grim news bulletin. She was a beloved daughter, a sister with an infectious laugh, a loyal best friend you could call at 3 a.m., a fierce, resilient, proud single mom from Mayfield, Newcastle, building a life from the ground up for her entire world, her 23-month-old son. Her smiles and photographs are bright, genuine. She had a future she was stitching together with pure will. But for years, her world was shadowed, poisoned by the looming specter of a man named Tyrone Thompson. His abuse wasn't a secret. It was a documented paper trail terror. Assaults so violent, so cruel, they had already landed him behind bars. Mackenzie navigated a labyrinth of fear, her love for her little boy the fuel for her survival. She was a survivor. She did everything they tell you to do. She reported, she got the orders, she tried to build walls. But the system, the very structure built to protect her, was about to fail her in the most brutally imaginable way. The clock starts ticking faster now. March 9th, 2022, a date that would become a line drawn through her life. Tyrone Thompson is released from prison on parole. Just 16 days. That's all the time she had left. Less than 2.5 weeks of sunrises, of bedtimes with her son, of breaths drawn without looking over her shoulder. And in that sliver of time, Thompson didn't slink away. He launched a campaign. He breached his apprehended violence order against Mackenzie not once, not twice, 8 times. He stalked her. He harassed her. He was a shark circling, and she could feel the water moving. She saw the storm cloud gathering on the horizon, black and undeniable, and she screamed into the void. She sent desperate, pleading emails to victim advocates, begging for help to secure her home. Better locks, an alarm, something. Her messages were digital cries for a lifeline. One line echoes now, hauntingly. I am in serious danger. The system heard her. The paperwork was filed. The notes were taken. But did it truly listen? Did it look at those 8 breaches, at that raw fear in her words, and see a woman standing on the very edge of the abyss? Then the hour arrives. March 25th, 2022. A cool autumn night. 10:48 p.m. Mackenzie is home. Her little boy is there, the center of her universe. Peace for a moment. Then the sound no one ever wants to hear. The forced entry. The violation of the threshold. Tyrone Thompson is inside. His movements are not frantic, they are horrifyingly purposeful. He walks straight past everything, straight to the kitchen, the heart of a home. He rips open a drawer. He selects 2 knives. One of them was a Christmas gift to Mackenzie, an object meant for preparing family meals, transformed in an instant into an instrument of annihilation. What happens over the next 120 seconds defies adequate description. It is an eternity of pure, concentrated horror. Neighbors in their own homes are jarred awake. They hear screaming. They hear the raw, guttural chaos of a struggle. Mackenzie, in a final, agonizing, profoundly maternal act of sheer courage, tries to climb out a window. Her thought process in that split second is clear. Lure him away. Get him away from my child. It is the last strategy of a cornered mother. He grabs her. He drags her back. And she dies there, on the floor of the home she tried to make safe. She dies with the phone in her hand or near it, connected to a police operator who can only bear witness to the unspeakable. A friend on a video call watches helplessly as the final brutal stabs are delivered. Then, silence. A new, worse sound replaces the screams, the silence of absence. And in that silence, two living souls remain in that house, a killer and a 23-month-old boy, utterly alone. When police find Tyrone Thompson nearby, he is not a raving madman. He is cool, collected. He has a story and he tells it. He claims she had the knife first, that she came at him, that he took it from her in a struggle. And then he explains with chilling simplicity, he just kept stabbing. He didn't stop. He continued until, in his own detached words, she stopped. The crime scene investigators would later tell the true story, a story written not in lies, but in blood. A scene of such catastrophic, overwhelming blood loss that spoke of a violence beyond comprehension. Thompson, in a feeble, grotesque pantomime of remorse, had tried to clean it up. He used towels. He made an attempt. But some stains seep into the very foundation. They are permanent. For 3 long years, the grinding machinery of justice turns. Arraignments, hearings, delays. Thompson's defense takes shape. It wasn't murder, not really. It was a tragic loss of control. It wasn't intentional. But as the trial date solidifies in April of 2025, as the mountain of evidence, the emails, the breach reports, the forensic horror, the eyewitness accounts is laid bare for a jury to see, the path forward narrows. The walls close in. And so, just days before he is to stand before his peers, Tyrone Thompson stands before a judge. He changes his plea. Guilty. To murder. Now comes the reckoning. May 2025, the sentencing hearing. Justice Sarah Huggett presides. The arguments are made. The victim impact statements are read, searing documents of pain that hollow out the courtroom. And then, the judgment. 22 years and 6 months in prison, with a non-parole period of just 15 years. 15 years for 78 stab wounds, for the destruction of a young mother, for the orphaning of a child, for the evisceration of a family. Outside the court, Mackenzie's mother, Tabitha Ackert, her face a map of grief and fury, speaks to the cameras. Her voice doesn't shake. It is solid, sharp as flint. This is what they think my daughter's life was worth. The public response is not just outrage. It is a volcanic eruption of disbelief and anger. How could this be? In the wake of Mackenzie Anderson murder, public outrage reached the halls of government. Her mother's relentless advocacy forced lawmakers to confront a broken system. The New South Wales Parliament debated and passed sweeping reforms in 2025. The new law mandates a minimum 25-year non-parole period for the worst domestic murders. It stands as McKenzie Law, forged from tragedy to prevent the next one.